Hello, my name's Scott. I'm a professional magician and this is a magic review.
It's a kind of magic.
In today's review, we're looking at the Coin Teapot, produced by TCC but created by Steven Gu. Before we start this review, TCC did send me this, so thank you to them for making this review possible. I do have an exclusive discount code for all of your purchases at tccmagic.com. Details for that will be in the top pinned comment in the video description and also at the end of this review. My discount code does directly support my channel, so if you decide to use that and if you want to support my reviews and want to help me create more reviews, then please do use that discount code whenever you're placing an order at tccmagic.com. With that out of the way, what is my TLDR on the Coin Teapot? I think that this is a fascinating product, and this is one that is not explored as much as other coin tricks, it's not explored as much as other card effects, and I think there's a lot of potential. I also love the design, which has some unique features and allows for some really nice handlings. Not to mention the fact that it's really well made. That's my TLDR. I think it's interesting. If you like coin magic, if you want to learn something new, or if you want a new version of an Okito or Boston coin box, then this might be for you. That's my TLDR on the Coin Teapot by TCC Magic and Steven Gu. What is the Coin Teapot? Well, this is not a new idea, and you can buy many versions of this, really cheap ones, exactly the same thing, that are made out of plastic, that cost just a few dollars, and if that fulfills your needs, then great. But this is a pure brass coin teapot, and as I said in the TLDR, it acts as an Okito box and also a Boston coin box. Also, the shape and design of this allows you to do certain moves, and this will allow you to place coins into the box. You place the lid on, and then you snap your fingers and the coins will have disappeared. Or one at a time, the coins can melt through the solid brass box. And there are a few different classic effects that you can explore with this, but it's a solid brass teapot that allows you to perform a number of different coin effects. It's been a long time since I've played with an Okito box or a Boston box, so I'm certainly not the best person and the most up-to-date person to tell you about this stuff, but there is loads of literature about this. There are loads of tutorials, instructions, handlings, and a variety of methods. But this allows you to melt coins, it allows you to make coins appear and disappear, and with the aesthetic and appearance of a really nice magical teapot. What do you get with the Coin Teapot? Well, you get this, as I said already, really nice, really high quality, machined 100% brass coin teapot, and then you don't receive any coins with it. I'll show you these in a few moments later on in the review. It's inside this box, packaged nicely with lots of foam, and then there's also a 10-minute, roughly 10-minute instructional video that takes you through a bunch of the moves. It's really well shot, it's really clear, and it's one of those newer tutorials from TCC where they don't give you too much. They don't force feed you lots of information. They give you what you need and what you could want to get started with it, and then to go out and explore and experiment with your own ideas and come up with your own concepts and your own routines. So that's what you get, the Coin Teapot, and roughly 10 minutes of instructions that are downloadable, and they are in spoken English. How easy is it though? I would say that this requires some work. This is not going to do itself. This is something that is going to, if you don't put the practice in, it's going to look a little bit awkward. It's not the easiest of magic tricks to present, but I think where in the past regular coin boxes, regular Okito boxes, regular Boston boxes have failed, this one succeeds. Because of this little handle, it allows you to do certain things easier and more deceptively. So for the most part, I think that this is going to require a little bit of practice. I would say if we were on a range of 1 to 10, with 1 being really easy and 10 being really hard, I would say this is probably a 4. It will require a little bit of work, a little bit of practice. It's nothing too difficult or demanding in the spectrum and range of magic tricks. The reset time is pretty much instant. As soon as you tip the coins out, that's it, you're ready to go again. You can have a certain setup where you're set up for a particular kind of routine, which is where you have an extra coin. But that means that you will stick that coin to the box, and you can do that with blue tack, you can do that with glue, with Pritt Stick, with whatever you want, but that's slightly more permanent. That would take 30 seconds for you to reset, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, something like this. But for the most part, for most of the routines, and also for everything that they teach you in the instructions, the reset is instant and you can perform this straight away. All you need is a few coins. And again, I'll touch on this in a few moments. And that's it. So I think that the reset time is really fantastic on this. You couldn't ask for more. And the angles on this are pretty good. You generally would perform this at a table. You can perform it in spectators' hands if you wish, but basically you can perform it in any situation except for if you're not performing at a table, you won't want to have anyone lower than your hands. So anyone who is looking up, any young children for performances, if you're stood up and there are adults seated, anything like that, you will have to adjust your hands. And you can still perform it that way completely fine. The angles are relatively good all the way around for this, but you just have to adjust slightly only if people are lower than the eye line of your hands. That's the only time it becomes an issue. Other than that, the angles on this are fantastic. The only other thing that you need to keep an eye on is that as coins are going in and out of your hands, you may not want anyone, whichever hand you're using. If you're using your left hand, for example, which most magicians do use, you will need to make sure that no one is looking over from this side, over your shoulder into your hand. But that's easily mitigated by so many different moves. It's just something that you should be aware of before purchasing this. Pocket space is fantastic. You can throw this in your pocket. It is a little bit weighty because it is a fully brass, 100% brass prop. It is a little bit heavy, so you need to be aware of that. It is something that you can absolutely throw in your pocket though. You can throw in your backpack, you can have in your jacket. And I would say that this, because it's such an interesting prop, and also because you can tell stories about Aladdin or Arabian Tales or anything like this, or even stories from other parts of the world, I do think that this could be an everyday carry piece that's really captivating, really interesting, and also really different. So the pocket space is really good for this. And my final thoughts. I, as I say, haven't used a Boston box or an Okito box for a really long time. This takes me back to Blackpool Magic Convention back in, I think it was 2001 or 2002 or something like that, 2004 maybe, that I attended the last time. And that was when I purchased Bob's Box, which was just a fantastic version of one of these boxes. I don't think that's available anymore. It was made by Bob Swadling, and it was just the most perfect kind of box. But anyway, this takes me back to that, and I spent many, many hours growing up in my teenage years and young adulthood learning this and practicing it and figuring out routines. So I do think that this is a staple in Magic. Even if you're a card magician, I think that it's worth picking one of these up. And it doesn't have to be this $50 really nice version. You can buy a cheaper version if you wish. But if you're looking for a really nice version to practice with and have something else to hone your skills in this part of Magic, this is a really good way to do it. The opening is roughly 30 millimeters. And although it's designed for $half, or with $half in mind, this is a silver British penny. This also fits in perfectly fine. And this is just a regular old British penny. So you can use different kinds of coins. Of course, the contrast between an old English penny and a $half is not quite as good, but you can get all manner of gimmicked coins like this silver plated penny, like that, and you can tell all kinds of stories. It will also fit a shell, but not all expanded shells. And I think that's pretty much everything I have to say on this. I really like it. I think it's one of those things that every magician should go through the process of playing with one of these, and this is a very, very nice version to do that with. If you have any questions at all about this, leave it in a comment below and I'll try my best to answer it. Of course, you have that exclusive discount code, which is EverythingMagicPro. And if you use that at checkout, whenever you're shopping at tccmagic.com, then you will get the exclusive discount. And at the same time, you'll be supporting my channel, because from every purchase that uses that discount code, TCC sends me a small amount of money. I would be most appreciative if you do use my discount code, but don't worry if not. I do highly recommend this product, and thank you to TCC for sending this to me so that I could review it for you and give you my honest opinions. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next review.